Today at Heathcote, I'll be testing the Audi RS5 Coupe. I'll give you a quick run through the specs and then we'll do a 0 to 60 miles an hour, 0 to 100 Ks, quarter mile and 100 to 0 braking test. I'll show you how to activate the launch control and then we'll do a couple of surprise numbers at the end. So let's get into it. Under the bonnet is a 2.9 litre twin turbo V6 producing 331 kilowatts and 600 Newton meters. That's attached to an 8-speed automatic gearbox and all-wheel drive. Audi claims 3.9 seconds from 0 to 100 k's an hour, so that's the figure we've got to beat. Okay, RS5 Coupe. So Audi claims 3.9 seconds from 0 to 100, which certainly isn't hanging about. But Audi's also been quite conservative in its claims in recent times, a little bit pessimistic. So it'll be interesting to see what the RS5 does. However, before we activate launch control, I'm going to do a run without launch control and see what number it sets, and then we can get a good gauge of how much the system is worth. So I'll just select dynamic drive mode, put the ESP in sport because we're going to do this anyway and it will stop any potential wheel spin. And I'll just do it old school. Stall it up a bit and go. Whoa, Jesus, that doesn't hang about. Who needs launch control? So, that is bloody fast. 195 over the line. Whee! So, 4.1 seconds, 0 to 60 miles an hour. 4.2 seconds, 0 to 100. 12.3 seconds at 186.3. Whoo boy, this is a fast car. We've done a few of these performance testing videos now, but this is the first really potent car we've done. And yeah, good fun, even though you're just driving in a straight line. So, 4.2 seconds, 0 to 100. That's pretty snazzy as it is, but let's activate launch control now and see if we can shave a few tenths off that. So this time we'll try and engage launch control. So pretty similar to what we already had. Drive select in dynamic, ESP in sport, hill assist off though, and stop start off. And then if we press the left foot with our left foot on the brakes nice and firm, floor the throttle, launch control should work. But it doesn't want to, but let's try it anyway. Oh geez, that's brutal. Woo! Who needs launch control? Apparently not the RS5. Whee! 3.8 seconds to 100. 3.7 seconds, 0 to 60. 12 seconds dead at 186.6. So launch control still didn't work then, although I spooled it up enough to about 3,000 RPM that it's effectively the same thing. So that is pretty quick. Went 4 tenths quicker on that run. So let's have another go, see if it can back it up, and then we're going to try something else that will immediately drop the time, which I'll explain in a moment. So I don't know if launch control will work this time. All the settings are set up correctly, but maybe the temperature issue, gearbox or engine, I'm not sure. Anyway, as we've seen, it doesn't really need it. So I'm just going to stall it up as hard as I can again and go. Like, this thing launches so hard, basically wheel spins all 4 wheels. So, press the brakes as hard as I can, build it, and go. Whoa. Yeah! This thing is fast. Nice little jolt on the upshifts without being crazy. Boom. 10th slower over the quarter mile. A little bit slower. 3.8 to 60, 3.90 to 100. So there we go. So what I'm going to do now is I'll explain. with performance testing or drag racing, there's a thing called 1 foot rollout. So basically, the timing gear doesn't start until the car has moved 1 foot or 30 centimeters. Now, it might not sound like much, 30 centimeters, but especially in a car that launches as hard as this one, it can travel a fair distance, can start traveling a fair speed in that distance. So what I'm going to do is, there's a menu in here, and I can just activate 1 foot rollout. Activate. So, I'm going to do another run now with 1 foot rollout activated, and we'll see what effect that has on the time. It's important to consider these things because, like we do with the 0 to 60 miles an hour versus 0 to 100, it can make a difference. Not in this car, it's only a tenth between 60 miles an hour and 100 k's an hour because it's so quick, but you could potentially have a few tenths difference. So let's have a look and see what happens. Install it up hard. Oh, that is fast. This car's so fast. Just squishes you back into the seat. 195 over the line, yeah. Okay, so 0 to 60 miles an hour, 3.4 seconds. 0 to 100, 3.6 seconds. So, just like that, we immediately got 3 tenths to 60 and 2 tenths to 100. So, rollout matters. Don't think that 1 foot rollout doesn't matter, so it does. So as we can see, the difference between 0 to 60 with rollout and 0 to 100 without it is 4 tenths of a second, almost half a second. 3.4 versus 3.8. Man, this car's fast. This is without launch control. To be honest, I don't know if launch control would change things that much, but whew. Okay, so usual deal. On the way back, we're going to do our 80 to 120 acceleration run and then 100 to 0 braking. So, pretty easy in this car. Just select dynamic, get it up to 60, flatten the throttle, let it run through the gears, and then we'll let the car settle, smash the brakes, and bring it to a stop. However, this car has a bit of a secret. It's got $13,600 worth of carbon ceramic brakes on it on the front. So if anything is going to stop well, it should be this. Will we get our money's worth? So let's bring the car up to 60 as usual, find our usual point, get the momentum out of the car, test the gearbox responsiveness, flatten it. There we go, it's picked third. Doesn't take long to get from 80 to 120 in this car. We're already at 140, I'll just let the speed bleed off. 125 and then mash it. Well, it certainly stops. Let's have a look at that figure. 2.4 seconds, 80 to 120. That is not hanging about. 2.4 seconds, and then for our stop, we have 36.8 meters. Now, that's the thing. It doesn't actually make much of a difference in terms of your brakes because your brakes can only stop as quickly as your tyres. And to be honest, the stock RS5 brakes probably have more stopping force than the tyres can handle. So adding more stopping force doesn't really help you. When I mashed the pedal then, all I got was lots of ABS as it runs on, as it's trying to stop the wheels. But obviously carbons do have a benefit in terms of fade resistance and heat tolerance. But for the road, don't know. Also reduce unsprung weight, so that helps. But yeah, 14 grand, don't know. Well, that's a wrap for the Audi RS5 Coupe. What have we discovered? We've discovered that it's really, really fast. Even without activating launch control, which wouldn't work. 3.8 seconds to 100, so that's quicker than it's claimed by a tenth. And a 12.0, 12 flat. That's outrageously quick. So, very quick car. And maybe we'll grab an RS4 or an RS5 Sport back at some stage and try and see if that launch control system can work. But No slouch even without it.